On October 15, 2014, Regina Jun, Program Analyst and Gender Advisor for the United States Agency for International Development, visited Ramaki during a 2-day trip to the Caribbean coast of Nicaragua.
We have to defend that. Hey, the black people come and make we walk in a day. Multicultural. Make we put the love in a day. Multicultural. Better put the trust in a day. Multicultural.
The issues of gender equality and social inclusion were the subject of training activities that Mrs. Jun carried out for representatives of USAID's office and partners during her mission to the country.
I'm currently visiting Nicaragua, currently in Ramaki, to learn more about the impact of our programs and also see how our programs can better integrate gender equality and also the promotion and protection of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender persons in our programming to really promote social inclusion. I was lucky enough to actually come to Nicaragua for 2 weeks, and during the first week we actually hosted a regional training on gender and social inclusion issues with actually 9 other country representatives from the USAID office, field offices. And what was amazing was that about 35 of us got together to really think about what does it mean for us to think about gender equality and also disability inclusion, protection and the rights of the LGBTI persons, and also the rights of indigenous and Afro-descent peoples. And this was a learning experience where we actually got to visit the projects in site, think about different ways to capture some of the differences as well as needs that are expressed by speaking with the beneficiaries and also our partners.
While in Ramaki, for example, she was able to listen to some of Ramaki's rich history from students of the Clemente Bailey High School who are supported by FADCANIC and USAID's Education for Success program.
Like I am from everybody knows that me coming show for everybody ready up their knife. That thing being then how I am thing like this shower it that they will then share the meat, they're not selling the meat.
We asked Mrs. Jun if there are any lessons from international experience, especially regarding the protection of rights of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual, and intersex people, since this also is an emerging issue on the Caribbean coast of Nicaragua.
Several countries in Latin America are starting to recognize, for example, the same-sex marriage as well as non-discrimination policies so that each one of the LGBTI persons can realize their rights just like everybody else. But also we're having a lot of problems in terms of violence against individuals. There is a lot of violence, personal, physical, and also other types of violence. Some are lethal that are really hurting and also hampering individuals from participating in some of the basic programs and gaining skills, getting education, or seeking healthcare. So across the board, we are seeing overall progress towards everyone realizing their rights. But also we're seeing that some of the laws are not being implemented, and also some of the people are really at threats of not having the physical sense of security. And also in some parts of the Caribbean, unfortunately, there are still laws that are preventing people from expressing who they are or being who they are. And there are actually prison sentences for being an LGBT or T person. So we believe that there's a lot of room for improvement for everyone to really understand that despite the differences, there are a lot of similarities, and we as a global community has done some really great example of work to make sure that everyone is included in terms of overall development. So for example, we have seen some of the schools who have adopted Safe Schools program so that there is no bullying. It's not just that we're targeting just individuals who are lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender, but we're also really instilling the culture of non-violence and really social inclusion, so that whether a person is gay or lesbian or disabled or a woman or anything of diversity, we're really embracing that diversity and also making sure that every kid has the right to education and they're learning in a very safe environment. And it goes the same with some of the other economic growth programs where it is about allowing people to express themselves, be able to make a living and really fully express themselves and be who they are and love who they are. And I think that is one of the best examples I've seen in terms of all of us getting together to really think about what is it, who's in the room, and how can we really make sure that everyone, especially those who are most marginalized, are benefiting from our program.
Right now, I not talk about later. Me can't take it no more and me can't hold it no more. Me big of the carnival and me big of the maypole culture in the Atlantic Ocean. People